Hello K-freaks, my name is Ara and welcome to my channel. I know that you guys love room decor ideas, and for that today I have 4 different ideas for you that are super easy and of course K-pop related. All of the ideas can be super customizable and I think that they are kind of original. Yeah, and I'd love you to comment down below which of these ideas is your favorite. I think mine is the 4th one, like the albums idea. You will see why. I think, yeah, for poor people like me that can't afford like that much of albums, it's just perfect. Also, you can comment down below which group you wanna see in the next video, maybe in a room decor video or another, and if you have any suggestion or ideas that you want me to do, just comment down below, don't be afraid. So yeah, without further ado, let's go with the tutorial. Let's go with the first idea. For this one, we're gonna need the smallest nails that you can find, a wood sheet that you can recycle or buy, the template that I'll be leaving in the description box, and some cord. We will start by taping our design to the wooden sheet, and then we will start nailing the nails. I don't know if this is correct, but we will just outline like all the design. You can see like some holes like in the outside. That's because I didn't have enough nails, so just make sure that you have enough. Also try to nail them better than I did because I'm really bad at this. And once you have it, you can take out the design. Just make sure that you are doing it carefully because if not, you can take out the nails. And also as a tip, don't choose a logo or something that has small letters. It makes it just more difficult. So now take your cord and make a loop, and then attach this loop to the first nail. And then what you are starting to do right now is to outline like the letters. I'm starting with the F of FTISLAND, and I'm wrapping the cord around each nail that I'm going through. And once you have like the outlining, what you are starting to do is just to like cross the cord like inside the design like this. Just there is no order, you just have to go like creative with it. You need a lot of time to do this project, believe me. And the idea is just to fill the shape with more cord like in all the directions, and you should have something like this when you finish. I really recommend you to start with a color and then move to the other. So yeah, here I'm moving to the yellow color, and that's actually it. You just have to finish, attach it, and you're done. Let's move to our second idea. For this idea, we are going to need thick cardboard, the template of the shape that you want to make, hot glue gun, pictures of the group or your bias. You can print them in color, but I preferred like the black and white effect. And if you want, you can use varnish also. We will start by placing our template on top of our thick carton, and then we will just tape it and outline it very carefully. Once we have it, it's time to cut it very carefully. And we will cut this one and then make 3 more. So in total, we will be having 4 times the same shape. Once we are done, it's time to glue our pieces together, like the 4 pieces one on top of each other. So, and make them as even as possible. Be very careful with this step. You also can glue some weight on the bottom part if you are afraid that your piece will not stand up, but mine was okay, so yeah, I didn't. Once you are done, if you want your piece to look more even, you can just sand all the edges, or you can do as me and just wrap like tape all over the edges. I just sticked some tape and then I cut it the edges into small pieces, and then I wrapped them around the piece. So yeah, I ended up having a very neat and beautiful finish, just like this. And now to the fun and easy part, which is sticking our pictures. I recommend you to start with the largest pictures because they cover like more space, just like this one. So yeah, start sticking them from the front like this, and then turn the piece to the back, and with an X-Acto knife cut off all the excess, making sure that you are like adapting the pictures to the shape of your logo or whatever you're doing. You can do also like the capital letter of the name of your bias or something like this. And yeah, you will just continue with this, just sticking the pictures and then cutting all the excess and until you are happy like with the result. As I said before, this is like the fun part, the part that I liked. And you should end up with something like this. And now it's time to stick like the smallest pictures, and I recommend you to stick them right in the divisions in between like different pictures. So now if you want, you can just give it like a coat of varnish and you're done. Now let's move to our third idea. For this one, we're gonna need air drying clay, but you can use also polymer clay if you want, normal paint, any varnish or sealing, some round containers like bowls or plates, and the templates. So we will start by rolling out our clay. If you want to make sure that the thickness is even, we can just place some popsicle sticks or something like this to the two parts and then keep rolling. Once you are happy with the size and the thickness of your clay, you will just cut out the template and just place it on top of the clay very carefully. Then, with a cutter or an X-Acto knife, you will just cut the clay to the shape. Be very careful with this step because it's the most important one. And you should end up with something like this. Look at how smooth and beautiful it is. So, now I'm just wrapping a little bit of hand cream on my plate, just a little tiny bit. And then I'm placing my clay inside the plate. This is the most important part because if you lose the shape right now, you are done. So once you have the clay on your plate or your bowl, you just have to push it very gently. Take your time and do it little by little until you're happy with like the shape, and then leave it to dry for more than 24 hours. And just get creative with it, do different shapes, different sizes. And for example, I just did the matoki one and I just placed it in like a bowl or something that I had very round, and I like actually like the end result. And once they are completely dry, you can just sand them if you have some rough edges, but I don't, so I'm just going straight to painting. To transfer our design to the clay, you can do any method, but I really recommend you this one. You just have to take like the design, the template, and then paint the back with a pencil. Make sure that you are getting all like the lines, and then tape the design again to our clay. Now with a pen, just outline it very carefully and you are done. You have your design already. Now you just have to paint very carefully. Take your time in the painting process. It's the most enjoyable one and also the most important one because it really depends on it, like how your final product will look actually. So I really enjoyed like painting these pieces. I'm actually thinking about doing more clay stuff. I really like this one, but it was very hard. Don't choose like logos that has a lot of lines and stuff like this. And now as an optional step, once they are completely dry, you can give them a coat of varnish, an even coat, and I really recommend you to do it. Now, last but not least, our fourth idea. For this one, we are going to need a box. It doesn't matter how big or small is it, but I really recommend you that it's not too high. The templates that I'll be leaving in the description box down below. I did 10 different albums, but if you want, you can make your own. You just have to click in this video that is appearing up, and yeah, I've showed you before how to make it. Thick cardboard. And for glue, I'm gonna be using super glue and hot glue gun. We will start by placing one side of our box on top of the thick cardboard, and then we will trace it carefully. I recommend you to leave like a half centimeter more in the height, and then we will cut it carefully. Once we have it, we have to divide it on how many albums we want to have like in our box. And in my case, I wanted them to be 10, so I'm just dividing like this piece in 10 strips. So I'm just like measuring how wide I want each album, and I'm like making the marks. I'm also writing down like the names of the groups in each strip, and once you have all the marks, you will just like make the strips and then cut them very carefully with an X-Acto knife or a cutter. Just like this, and once you have cut them all, you should have something like this. So 10 strips, or depending on how many albums you want to make. So you can just like wrap them in the templates and stick them straight to the box if you want, but in my case I wanted them to be like more 3D, like to look more realistic. So here I'm just cutting like strips that are 5mm, 6mm and 8mm, and I'm doing them like differently because I want like the albums to look different one from each other, but you can do them like all in 5mm. So now I'm taking like the first spine of the album, and what I'm doing here, I'm just gluing to the sides like the pieces that we just cut it, like the thin strips, sorry, just like this. So I'm doing one in one side and one to the other, just like this, and you should have something like this. And here I'm just cutting a small piece to the top part also. So yeah, this is how it should look like right now. To the bottom part you can do the same, but it's not necessary, so yeah, you can skip it. And now you have to do the same to all the other spine albums, you can call them, yeah. Just make sure that the strips that you are using on the sides have the same width, because here I just used like one that was like 8mm and the other 5, and that's not even. Now it's time to wrap our pieces, and yeah, I printed them already in sticky paper, but you can use like just a glue stick, it will be fine for this. So yeah, here I'm just gluing it, making sure that it's as centered as possible. And yeah, I'm just wrapping all the edges to the inside part. You can also put some tape if you want to make sure that it will not be like falling apart or something. And like I had some left over from the template that I'll be gluing in the top part. So before gluing your albums, I really recommend you to like arrange them and see how you want them exactly. I'm saying albums, but yeah, you know what I mean. So now you just have to put some hot glue gun and start gluing them. Make sure that they are like well aligned from the bottom part, and press very well. Also don't put too much like glue, because yeah, if not it will like show between the albums and it's not like good looking. And also make sure to press them together and against the box at the same time. And yeah, you just have to keep doing this until you're done. I really love this idea. I think it looks very beautiful. And also you can wrap them in like plastic if you want, like they will last longer, so as you want. So that's it for today's video. I hope that you really like it, because I did enjoy like making it. And if you want like more room decor ideas, don't forget to comment down below. Also, don't forget to comment what is your favorite idea of this video. Also, if you do any of this idea, I would love to see a picture on any of my social media. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Annyeong!